Hey everyone, I want to talk to you about something. So we hear a lot of talk about Department of Education and schools and money and how to properly educate our kids. I want to share something with you, a quick story. So about 7 months ago, let's see, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, almost 8 months ago, my wife, and if you watch my show or read my post, some of you may know my wife was diagnosed with cancer. And it's been a journey. And it's been in many ways a hidden blessing, because that's what happens when you accept what comes. You don't surrender to it, right? You surrender to God's will, but you accept what comes and you find God's will in it. And there are many blessings, and we could have a whole post on that, a video. But what I want to share with you has to do with education. It has to do with this myth, okay? And if I seem angry, let me assure you, I'm really not. What I am, I'm serious right now. Okay, because you hear about money needs to be spent. So I always wanted to share a little story. So part of my wife's treatment is two phases. There was one phase that dealt with radiation and chemo combined, and then the second phase was about 16 weeks of heavy-duty chemo. Heavy duty, like just about as heavy as you can go. Okay, and by the way, she doesn't mind me sharing this, so I'm not revealing anything that she wants to hold private. So basically, during that 16 weeks, I want to share something with you. She's a teacher, a second grade teacher in a Catholic school. You know how many days of school she missed during those 16 weeks? None. Zero. Even on the days she was treated, and it had to be during the week because that's when they operate. She probably would have done it on the weekend if she could have, but the center is only open Monday to Friday. And even on the days that she was treated, she went to school that day, and she left early, went to get treated. The next day, okay, she would wake up at 5:30 in the morning after being treated with 3 types of chemos and then an additional chemo that she would take home for 48 hours and wearing a little fanny pack. So when I hear about education, and I hear like what's the name, Weingarten, I think the name of the president of the union for teachers, complaining about more money and this. And if you're one of those public school teachers who's great, you know I'm not talking to you, and there's a lot of them. If you're one of them who's really dedicated and you ignore all the nonsense from the bureaucracy, then I'm not talking to you. And I know you're not offended because you know you're not one of them. But if you're one of those who all they do is complain about what they don't have, when you have great benefits, great salary, great retirement, all kinds of protections, and I watched somebody, like my bride, go through 16 weeks of chemo and not miss a day. When in a public school system, she could have been just sat home the entire time on leave. And let me make clear, she didn't want to sit home on leave, because she might have been able to do that too if she talked to the administration. I don't know, they're wonderful people. The point is, it was never thought about. She saw it as a heightened opportunity to bless her students, elementary school, young, early age. And I just want us to all think about it. As we watch Instagram and we hear things about athletes and how tough they are and what they do in the morning, as I said to somebody I know, an athlete, you put down those videos of the pros because they get trophies, they get millions of dollars, they get applauded. When you see somebody, an elementary school teacher in a small little school, Catholic school, who's being treated this way in the terms of the intensity of the treatment on the body, and she wakes up at 5:30 in the morning, and she gets up and she goes, and she goes, and she goes each day, and she teaches, and she stays after, and she meets with parents, and she continues to go on, you think that's inspiration. That's education. That's how you form children. Because I'll guarantee you one thing. Those children feel that commitment and that love, that intensity to be with them, to be in the space with them, to help God form them in His will. It's awesome. It's beautiful. I am so proud of her. Honey, if you're watching this, I love you. I am really so proud of you. I want to tell the whole world how tough my wife is, how beautiful, how strong, how smart, and that she is an inspiration, not just to the kids in her class, not just to the kids in the building, not to the teachers and staff in the building, not just to this community, but to the entire world. So next time I hear something about education has to take place in Washington, where 90% of the money doesn't go to the schools, I want you to think about this not young, she's not that young, excuse me, shouldn't say young or old. My bride's always young in my heart. I want you to think about my bride. That's education. It's a vocation, it's a calling, it's a passion. And that's what it's about. Don't get mixed up. Don't get lost in the garbage these people want to tell you. It's simple. You love them and you commit to them and you help God form them in His will to understand truth, goodness, and beauty.